Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to explain to you today on how to remove all of your wheels on your microformer and replace them all. So the first step, according to Ellie, is to remove this back platform. I'll be using impact wrench with a bunch of attachments just to expedite everything and make everything go a little bit quicker. All y'all at home are probably going to use one of these. It's a socket wrench. And so, I'm gonna put it back over there. Get your 10mm socket. That's this little guy at the top here. Take your machine, roll it onto its side so you can see all the bolts exposed for the back platform. This is the access right here that you'd be going through for with a socket wrench. I gotta come in like this. Lights. And you get it, and you see how quick that goes? That's why I have one of these. Once you have all your bolts off and in a safe place, make sure you put them somewhere because you're likely to lose these little guys. And the little washers, make sure you have all those. Move your springs from the carriage, slide the carriage off. So then you take the handy dandy little tool that Lagree has sent you. You'll notice how there's two little nubs right on top of this. And when you squeeze, it expands. So you take that, you find the little eyelets on this snap ring, I believe that's what it's called. You get it, little nubs inside of it, and then you expand. And then it removes. Set that somewhere safe. The wheel slides off. So then you get your socket wrench and 10mm back in your hand, and that's what'll remove these guys. And I'm gonna break them all loose first with the wrench. I guess I'll just go through and do them all with this. Usually I use my gun to expedite the whole situation. And again, make sure you put them in a safe place. Wheels just come right off. So what we are calling the horizontal wheels, when you remove them, there's a little sleeve that fits inside of them with a snap ring. Just leave this intact. You're gonna take this and put it with your new wheels. A tip before we start, make sure you keep all your new wheels separate from your old wheels just so you keep everything in line. So you're gonna take that sleeve on the horizontal wheel that you removed, come up under one of the wheels, insert, find the platform, hit it, take your bolt, slide it through, move it around a little bit, look for it. You'll find it eventually. Then thread it in. Make sure it threads in right. You don't want to cross thread it because you're going to be in a world of hurt if you do that. So once you get it started, it feels pretty good. Get your socket wrench back. And you tighten it down. Just get it pretty snug so you don't want it falling apart again. So now that we have our horizontal wheel on, we're going to put a vertical wheel on. So just grab your new wheel, slide it into place. Here's your snap ring. Take your tool, open it up, find those two little eyelets. Come on. I think this would be easier. Put some pressure on it so you'll stay on there, and then let it back down. Make sure you're in the little groove that's on the cylinder that you put the wheel on. You'll know because it'll stay on there. You'll give it a little check. There you go. So two things to remember when you're putting all your wheels back onto your platform. Number one, for the horizontal wheels, make sure the cylinder, when you put it into the wheel, has the snap ring facing down. So when you put the bolt in, you don't see it on the platform. Number two is all the snap rings that you've removed from the vertical wheels. When you expand them out with the tool, try not to really wrench them out because you'll end up bending them and they could not come back to where they keep the wheel back on. So two things to keep in mind. One more tip. So when you're putting the bolts back in, on any part of this machine. Sometimes they won't want to thread right. So sometimes if you just interchange some bolts, so you know, remove it from one wheel, try it over in the other one. It's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes it just works out that way. Number one thing is you don't want to cross thread anything, because again, you'll be out of machine and you'll be having to take it somewhere to get everything rethreaded.